In 1997, a fire began in Indonesia that would rage for almost a year. It spanned several thousand square kilometers, halted numerous international flights. It spread accurate haze all the way to China. Yet, despite one of the largest fires in recorded history, for months at a time it burns without flame, raging on entirely underground. This may sound like a uniquely freaky fire, but each year subterranean fires produce roughly 15% global greenhouse gas emissions. That's six times more than international aviation. And these burns are virtually unstoppable, earning them an ominous title of zombie fires. So, is it possible to snuff out these bizarre blazes? And how do they even form in the first place? A standard fire a standard fire requires three ingredients: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Every fuel has what's known as ignition point, a temperature at which it begins to break down. This process, also known as pyrolysis, releases gaseous compounds that mix with nearby oxygen molecules to produce combustion. And it's this chemical reaction that releases a large amount of heat and light in the form of flames. But not all combustion leads to flames. Pyrolysis leaves behind a solid material called char, like what's found in charcoal. Char contains no combustible gases, but is rich in highly flammable carbon. And under hot enough conditions, it serves a reaction with the surrounding oxygen, creating slow, glowing burns called smoldering. Instead of flames, this process releases smoke. Specifically, smoke full of emissions like carbon monoxide and methane and particulate matter. All these factors come into play in the zombie fire, which are more scientifically known as peat fires. Peat is a type of soil that forms when organic matters. Peat is a type of soil that, when forms organic matters, build up more rapidly than it decomposes. It's typically found in regions that are very cold or very wet, two factors that can slow down decomposition. When plants shut and die in peatland, the carbon they absorbed during their lifetime gets locked inside, making peatland one of the plant's largest natural carbon stores. But just like charm, that also makes this carbon-rich material extremely flammable. Historically, the moisture and cold temperature of peatland made them unlikely to catch fire, but today, drought caused by climate change are drying out these landscapes worldwide, and other plantains have been drained to make way for farms. Under these conditions, a fire at the surface can more easily ignite the peat below, transforming into char, which will continue to smolder. As heat builds in the soil, it further dries the peat and eventually deeper layers begin to burn. Peat fires are slow, creeping along at just 1 millimeter a minute, but what they lack in speed, they make up for in persistence. But what they lack in speed, they make up for in persistence. These fires can burn for months and even years, all while spraying smoke full of poisonous gases. And since they've shown a few signs of burning above ground, they're incredibly difficult to track until they ignite the dry surface soil, potentially miles away from the source. Zombie fire can even burn beneath snow-caked soil, overwintering until they spark new blazes in the spring. So how can we fight these fires? Well, dodging them with water with surprisingly tricky water molecule form close bonds, resulting in a high surface tension that stops it from filtering evenly through burning peat. Researchers Researchers experimented with ways to reduce the water surface tension, allowing it to permeate the swaying soil. And some countries are trying to stop the fires before they start by running controlled burns in peatland habitats, but many others simply working to prevent peatland drainage, which keep these landscapes wet and resilient to fires. Despite accounting for only 3% of Earth's land, peatlands hold more than a quarter of peatland's carbon. As climate change continues to increase the risk of extreme weather, including the droughts plaguing these landscapes, keeping that carbon out of the atmosphere have never been more important.